Hey everybody, welcome back to The Tipsy Ghost. We are your tipsy hosts, Sarah, and Lindsey.
Hey guys. That was awkward. Lindsey and I tried to wait each other out and we made eye contact.
Hi.
Hey guys. Sometimes you go first, sometimes I do. I didn't know what we were doing this time. I'm sorry. We're out of sync.
We both freaked out.
I was just looking at Lindsey and everybody was paused. Things got weird. I didn't know what to do.
Things got weird.
Shocker. Wait, so I had the weirdest dream last night.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you guys about this. I think I mentioned this in one of our episodes probably about melatonin. It gives me weird dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And last night I had a weird dream about my daughter was in my room next to me and I heard her go, "Mommy." And then I startled and woke up, but she wasn't there. And like it was in her voice and everything. So I was kind of freaked out, right? So in those moments, I like to go to my happy place.
Where's your happy place?
It is the office.
That's
that is
one of my
always
happy
where I
places,
go
too.
back to. Yeah. Yep. Whenever I'm feeling anxious and I need to be happy, that's what I watch.
I love it.
So it was like, I don't know, 1 a.m, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned it on my phone and I fell asleep. And so then I woke back up and guess what episode was playing?
I'm going to say my favorite episode, which is Dinner Party.
What's your favorite episode?
No, you know I have a top 5 for everything. I
Okay. Okay. So what would be your favorite feel good episode? That's a tough one too. I
Oh,
get
Feel
it.
Good is different for me.
Yeah. Not like, I mean, it's funny. It's funny too,
Yes.
but it's like
I feel pressured. I can't do this.
My Feel Good episode is when Jim and Pam finally get together.
get together. Okay.
Yes.
So
like when they kiss.
Yes.
I love that.
So
The
many-
season 2
Mhm.
finale, or is that season 3 finale? It's the
so much
finale.
serotonin. It's all so good. I love it.
I love it every time.
So my favorite like feel good episode is when they get married and they play the Chris Brown song.
Yes.
They're all
was
going
so
down.
popular down on YouTube.
I loved that episode so much. I cry every time. That's what was playing when I happened to startle for the billionth time and woke up. And so I mentioned this to Lindsey and I'm like, oh my God, I love that. I love that episode so much. This is Lindsey's response.
All right, first off, my
You gotta
laugh
share it.
My laugh is subdued because I have a sinus infection, but
She's so sexy.
it's
And
my
it's
sexy
wonderful.
voice. Sorry. So I told her, so Jim and Pam's wedding aired when I was in college, and it was a big deal. We were all very excited to watch it live, so we went over to my college pastor's house and had a wedding cake and watched it live.
No, you didn't. You had a wedding cake for Jim and Pam's wedding at your college pastor's house.
Yes, we did. And then me and my friend ate the cake and did the whole feed each other the wedding cake. I have a video. Do you want to see the video?
Is that a question?
Okay, this is I think it was a junior.
Trying.
So there's the cake. It says congrats, Jim and Pam. It's got flowers on it.
Somebody hand piped that.
Yes. And then we had like a bulletin board in the dorm room, and it says, on a side note, Pam and Jim are getting married at 8 p.m. on NBC. Wishes do come true. It was a big deal, okay? And so there's me and my friend getting the cake in our faces.
I said, I don't even want to see these pictures. You must save them until Boydston can come back and see them.
We fed each other cake for Jim and Pam's wedding. Listen, there was a lot of things we could not do at my Christian college, but we could watch The Office and watch Jim and Pam get married. So this aired in, gosh, hold on. It aired in October. And so that whole winter term before that was winter term where you could go, like, be there in the dorms for 3 weeks and take a class to get caught up. And so me and my roommates all did it. And so one January we were there for 3 weeks and there's nobody else on campus. And we binge watched like the entire first 3 seasons of The Office at that point. So we were obsessed with it. And then they got married and we had been waiting for it for so long.
All 3 seasons. It was actually like season 6.
It was like season 6, yeah, but we like binged and then caught up.
Oh my God. Are you glad I saved that?
I don't know what's happening.
You're welcome. You just got a glimpse of college Lindsey and how much fun I was at parties.
I didn't know this either.
Eating
I
wedding
made her
cake.
stop. I was like, stop. Stop, I don't want to hear anything else.
She started telling me about the office wedding, and I was like, oh, yeah, we had a wedding cake and ate it. And she was like, what? She goes, you need to wait for Boydston to come back. There you go. That was what I did.
Okay.
I'm a fun person.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
But that is a very good episode, so I think of that episode with nostalgia.
So just to clarify,
I bet you do. You got married on that day.
I did.
for those sitting in the back, you
She's still puzzling over this.
went to your college pastor's house
Yes.
for a TV wedding,
Yes.
celebrated with a wedding cake,
Yes.
and you and your friends stuffed cake into each other's faces as if you were those TV characters.
Yes. Yes. That is all correct.
Okay. So when I send you those crazy Christian videos,
Oh my God, that's what we need to do.
I was a crazy
We
Christian.
need to stitch.
I mean, I still am a Christian. I'm just not a crazy one. I don't know. I
I
lived a
agree.
very sheltered life.
There's definitely... I don't even want to go into that, but we need to stitch that video with Lindsay's
Let me go ahead and say, hold on,
cake.
because The Office aired Thursday nights. I remember it was a Thursday night. After that, we had worship Thursday night at 10 o'clock. So we went to worship after the cake.
with cake on your face?
I washed it off.
My face hurts already.
We'd go to cake. We'd go to worship Thursday nights. It would get over at like 11 o'clock. And then we'd go to McDonald's and sit there until midnight when they kicked us out. So we'd go. That was our Thursday nights. They were fun Thursday nights.
Here's a follow-up question.
Yes. Can't wait.
Why don't you ever do these fun things with us?
I do
Shove
lots
cake
of
in
fun
each other's-
things. I was like, what? I do tons of fun things with you. What are you? Did you see my Britney Spears dance? That was fun.
But
That was fun.
What fun things do you want me to do? What do
She
I not
wants-
do?
I want to
She wants-
celebrate an occasion and have
A cake.
Oh, I know an occasion coming up soon. Somebody's birthday.
We can have. Do you want me to shove cake in your face for your birthday?
that's what she
Can
wants.
it be mutual? Can we do a 3-way cake show?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I'll video it. You guys do it.
Yes.
No, 3-way.
Oh, okay.
We can totally do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a tripod. We can still video it.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Okay. We've got a plan.
I'm sorry. I thought that we did fun things together all the time. That was kind of our thing. But apparently, shoving cake in each
Well,
other's faces.
I mean,
is
at first
It's
I was. I mean, I'm still very judgy of this, but also I'm like, I mean, that's kind of fun.
I mean,
Yes.
new jealousy topic unleashed. That's all I know. I didn't know that I was going to be jealous of
And-
that until I saw it, and I was like, I want that to be
And
me.
I think I've mentioned this before. Like, we didn't drink alcohol in college. So, like, I didn't drink until I was 20, almost 21. And so this is what we did. We had to come up with our own fun.
When I was in high school, we would meet for FCA.
Oh, Fellowship Christian Athletes.
Uh-huh. Once a week.
I thought it was Future Christians of America.
I was always a future. I never quite committed.
It's for Christian athletes. I obviously was not involved because I'm not athletic.
I think I knew that, but in the moment, right now, I thought it was Future Christians.
Lindsay, you were athletic? What?
Does that surprise anybody here?
No, you
No.
run in. You're
You're really good at
Your hips-
banging into things.
your hips don't lie. You run into my wine fridge every time you're here.
It never moves. It never moves, and I run into it every single time.
You're really
We'll
good
just
at
be-
lawnmowers.
We'll just be eating dinner, and all of a sudden, all like wine glasses are shaking, bottles inside, or
Listen, you guys put me in that seat right by it every single time. You know I'm gonna hit it.
No,
Doesn't matter where you
This
are.
is not a high chair.
Yep.
You can choose to sit wherever you want to.
So anyways, we went to FCA and would watch Dawson's Creek.
Mm.
That's how old I am. So just putting that out there. Okay, crickets.
Honestly, I've never seen Dawson's Creek.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still processing Lindsay's story.
I'm so glad that I waited for her to share that. I couldn't wait. I
don't
couldn't
think-
wait to share it.
She's been sending so many like TikToks of. I don't know if you guys have seen those TikToks of what crazy Christian video lives in your head or whatever.
Oh my God, there
There's
are
so
some
many
really
cringy
good
ones.
gems out there.
I enjoy every single one of them,
But she got
especially the dance parodies.
she got very tickled pink that I knew of them.
I wish I could have known you then.
Sidestep now, stop.
You know me now. I'm not that different.
Stomp on the devil. Stomp on temptation.
We used to dance to songs at worship.
Backslide.
No!
So there's one where it's called, it goes, the God of peace will soon crush Satan. God will crush him underneath his feet. And then you jump up in the air and you go, stop.
Oh, my
No,
gosh.
you did not.
Do you want me to do this dance? I can do tons of dances for you. You guys are welcome for that. Do you wish you knew me in high school now?
I really understand now why whenever I make inappropriate comments or we talk about WAP, you get so uncomfortable.
Yes. Because it's like,
I'm not going to stop.
like, I know I say sheltered, but like, I didn't know what cuss words even were until I was like 13. Like, I'd never heard them before except for like hell and damn.
Which is why I think we need to start a new segment called Trying to Make Linda Cringe.
Yes.
I don't know if I like this segment already.
I'm here for it.
All right, new question.
Oh, gosh.
What does it mean when you try to make the bald man vomit?
Boydston's laugh.
No, you did not.
Boydston, I can't even take her seriously.
Come on, Lindsay, what does it mean?
I can infer what it means based off of your reactions. Did you snort? Oh my gosh. They're both dying. Here's the thing. I want to guess, but I also don't want to be wrong and you guys lose it even more.
Please explain it to me. I don't understand.
I want to say that it has to do... I should have said it when you were taking a drink so you could smell your drink out. That it has to do with a man's member getting excited.
Penis. Getting excited.
And ejaculation. Am I close?
You are close.
Okay.
You are very close.
Okay. That's bald man vomit. That's what I got.
What is the official definition? Should we Urban Dictionary?
Yeah,
get
let's
a-
do that. Yeah.
Oh gosh, Urban Dictionary.
I mean, I can give you my definition, but it's probably not going to be as
let's be
eloquent.
official.
All right. Urban Dictionary. Make the bald man vomit, aka to masturbate. Said in a sentence, I need to make the bald man vomit. Be back in 5.
That's kind of where I was thinking too.
You thought 5 minutes?
No. I was thinking masturbate. But I don't like that word, so I didn't want to say it.
Oh, but you just did.
I know, I just did.
So it's fine.
It's-
You were right.
It's a word that feels gross coming out of my mouth.
Self-care? Yeah, they do. Okay.
Okay,
don't
no.
Did I win? Did I make you uncomfortable?
Yes, I've been uncomfortable for the last 2 minutes. Welcome to the Tipsy Ghost, where their job is to make me uncomfortable.
Who can make Linda uncomfortable? I'm going to come up with a better jingle, but
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
wasn't a
got
very
for
good
now.
one, but you work on that this week.
you got it. I'll come up with something good.
What are we talking about tonight, guys?
Paranormal. Motherfuckers.
Boydston is still on her phone.
I thought you guys were just hanging me out to dry again.
I can't sing right now. It's going to sound terrible, and then you're going to make fun of me.
I would never make fun of
It's
you.
going to sound worse than normal because of my voice. But here, I'll do it with you if you must.
Paranormal. What the fuck? Boydston.
I tried to bring it down, though.
You screwed us up.
Boydston wanted to be the bottom note that time.
She did. All right,
I
we are
liked it.
talking about paranormal places and things and people. Spin that wheel. Yay, it's me.
It's you. Congrats.
Thank you. We went with 2 different spinner sounds there, but it worked. Your spinner gets really fast in the
I
middle.
know.
It messes me up.
And that's where I lost it.
We are going to the United Kingdom. Ooh.
The UK, if you will.
Yes. More specifically, we are going to
She practiced, I can tell.
Gloucester, England.
You're going to England.
I'm not even going to look it up. Yep, go ahead.
We're going to England to the Ancient Ram Inn. Are you guys familiar with this place?
Abby.
Is this on Ghost Adventures with the weird guy?
Zach does go there.
Duh. This
With
is
the
where
weird guy,
he,
right?
Yes, this is where he turns
Who
into a
I'm sure is
succubus.
lovely.
Or,
It is one of the most haunted places in the world, but the most haunted hotel in England.
Ooh.
Can we stay there?
Yes, you can actually. I'm going to go over a bit of the history first so you can hear.
Can't wait.
All right, so it is a former pub that is about 40 minutes outside of Bristol. So the first record, and this like blows my mind. I know this is going to sound so like America, but like when places are so old.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it.
Its first record was 1154. I'm like,
shit.
Yeah.
We
like
didn't exist till like
1700
years later. Yeah.
Like anything in the 1800s for me is old. And then they're
Yeah.
like 1154. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Like that's one of the reasons I want to go to these places like across the pond is because there's just so much more history there than we have.
Also my birthday.
Yes. So 1154 is the first record, and it was taken up as the dwelling of the first recorded vicar, Janus. So prior to that, it was used to house the masons and the builders. They were constructing a church nearby called St. Mary's, and so they were just living there while they were building the church. Believed that it was built around 1145. So it became an inn and then a public house, which was just a pub, basically.
Okay.
Is that what pub stands for?
Wait, but there's rooms for people to stay?
Yes, but there's rooms for people to stay, so you can get drunk and then you can just spend the night.
Like a hotel?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what pub stands for.
It's a pub.
That was your interpretation.
Well, it's like a public house. I was explaining what a public house is. It's like a pub, like a place people can get drunk.
But they would still have to pay to stay.
Yes.
Pay to stay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I thought a pub was
I thought you were
where you drink.
Yes. I thought you were saying, sorry, I thought you were saying like pub, the initials stood for public house. I was like, no.
No, is public house shorthand pub?
I don't know that answer. It could be, sure.
Help us out, England.
I'm sorry.
UK, sorry.
All right. So in 1968, John Humphreys bought the ancient Ram Inn and made it his home. So he claimed that demonic forces on the first night one, claimed that demonic forces grabbed his arm and dragged him across the room from his bed. He began investigating the house and found evidence of ritual sacrifices and devil worship on the grounds. He found skeletal remains of children with broken daggers within the skeletons.
That's a hard pass.
His wife and his daughters ended up leaving the home, but he stayed behind.
Interesting. He
stayed there until he passed away in 2017. Oh. So he stayed there for 50 years.
I just called him a weird old man. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, he passed away in 2017.
He may still have been weird, but he now rests in peace.
Yeah. So his daughter, Caroline Humphreys, she now owns the inn. It was passed to her. It is open to visitors for tours and paranormal enthusiasts who are brave enough to stay the night.
For the record, we are all also weird.
Yes, we are.
So
that's very accurate.
I just like am blown away that he had all these experiences and stayed 50 years. It's crazy to me.
Well, I think that people are kind of drawn to those places and then they end up staying. I could easily see Boydston or I in the same situation.
Even if your family leaves you and they're like, no, we're not living here.
Good point. I mean, that may be tough.
Yeah. So the land where the inn is built, fun fact, is at the intersection of two ley lines. So you can trace these lines all the way through the center of Stonehenge. So they say that is why maybe it has high spiritual energy and it is built on an ancient pagan burial ground.
Okay.
None of these things are good. So here is what what people report is haunting the house. So first, there's the witch's room.
Tell me more.
There was a witch who was burned at the stake in the area around the 1500s during the witch hunting times. The witch fled from, I'm going to put trial in quotation marks here, because her trial was just government-sanctioned witch hunters. So really not an unbiased peer,
just claiming
guided jury.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what you did.
Yeah. We're going to hunt you on Galliel.
Yeah.
All right, so she took refuge in the ancient Ram Inn while she was hiding from them. They eventually captured her and burned her at the stake. So the room where she hid is called the witch's room, where she is believed to be still haunting. All right. A former innkeeper's daughter supposedly hanged herself in the attic. But I also saw some reports where it said that she was murdered in the attic in the 1500s. So really, who knows what happened? But somebody, or like his daughter, did die up there. So people who sleep in the bishop's room, which we're going to get to the bishop's room next, but it's the room below the attic, they hear the sound of something heavy being dragged across the floor above their heads.
Okay.
There is also rumors of exorcisms performed there and ritually murdered children. Like we said, he kind of found all these skeleton remains of kids, which is terrifying to me.
There are records of that?
He found, like,
He
the
found
children's
the
bodies.
bones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so there's rumors that exorcisms were performed there because why else would there be all these kids' bodies with broken daggers in them? And also, I mean, he took ownership in the late 60s. What was on everybody's minds in the 60s? It was all demonic, cults, stuff like that. There is the men's kitchen, which is supposedly the room that is right above the site of the pagan burial ground, and people report hearing a baby crying in that room.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. On the staircase, people report being thrown up the stairs by invisible hands. They're pushed up.
Get the fuck up those stairs.
I mean, it's better than being thrown down the stairs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh my God, would you just move?
They're like motivating you to get up faster.
It's taking me so long.
There's some helpful ghosts. And also, there is a photograph that was taken in the 90s that shows a mysterious white mist going up the stairs.
Sounds lovely.
So, the bishop's room, which is the most haunted room. Bishops reportedly stayed here, and now there are dark monks, which I want to know what a dark monk is.
So we've talked about dark monks
We have.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just creepy to me.
It is a little different.
Not everybody's great.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Also in this room is an incubus and a succubus.
Oh my gosh.
Together.
I don't know if they're there at the same time, but there's been reports of both.
What did Zach experience? Zach intended to say something and he said something the opposite, and it was kind of funny. What was he talking about?
I don't remember what he was talking about.
Well, he was talking about an incubus or a succubus.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of funny.
Yeah. So
Had to be there.
they are both reportedly haunting the room, and this is the room that John Humphrey slept in. So he slept in this room for 50 years with an incubus and a succubus. And again, I'm like, why?
I mean, his family left him, so.
Right?
I'm being serious.
You're lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Also,
Lindsay's
in this
uncomfortable.
Room, I am.
Lindsay.
In this
True story.
room, like I said, people report seeing monks. They also report hearing screams. Reportedly, a man was murdered in this room by having his head thrust in the fire. So I think that it is him screaming.
Okay, that sounds rough.
That sounds terrible. Atmosphere in this room is described as oppressing and very disturbing. People get very uncomfortable there.
I could see that.
Visitors have said the atmosphere was awful. Quote, I can only describe it as pure filth, dark and heavy. People who did sleep there, like back when it was an inn, they refused to sleep there or they would flee in the middle of the night. People report seeing a phantom shepherd and his dog near the door.
Okay.
So
Maybe they're just guarding.
maybe, I mean, that's kind of like a comforting thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Helping
It
you
would
count
be for
some
me.
sheep. Oh, there's a dog.
There's a
sounds
dog.
good.
Ghost dog.
I like it.
Less comforting is a Roman centurion soldier has been seen on horseback riding through the walls.
Through the walls.
Yes, like has gone through walls. Like a plumber was there fixing some stuff, and he said he just saw this soldier on horseback just going from room to room, going through the walls.
I mean, was he bothering anybody?
I mean, I don't think so.
He's just like enjoying the day.
Yeah, it's just still terrifying.
Galanting through these walls.
I'm just gonna. These walls do not exist.
Yeah, that's right. I don't see anything. What's the problem here?
Yeah, there is the ancient Ram Inn. If anybody is brave enough to stay there overnight, they will let you. Sarah's raising her hand.
I'm brave.
So is Boydston.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there is a lot of experiences there. A lot of people have gone there. I was reading their experiences and said, I didn't believe it all until I went there. And I was like, holy crap, these ghosts are real.
So is it still an inn?
No.
That's what you were saying?
The daughter, so he passed away in 2017. Since
Yeah.
then, the daughter owns it, and she just lets people come and do tours or do paranormal investigations overnight.
So you can do an overnight. Oh, interesting.
I wonder how many pounds that is.
I did not look. I should have looked up how much.
Convert, please.
Permission at Google.
I'm way too American. I don't know how many pounds or dollars.
Watch it be like not that expensive, but then you got to pay for the flight over to England.
Well, we're going to
already
Scotland.
planning that. Yeah.
Yes, Scotland is not England.
No, but it's
It's part of the UK.
fairly close.
That's
yeah,
true. It's a hop, jump, and a skip away.
I think it is for them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Skip and a jump. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
literally.
do whatever. You
Yeah.
can't. I mean, I think it'd be difficult to hop because hopping is jumping essentially, and then you skip.
Right.
Have you never heard this saying before? Is it just me?
It's hop,
have.
skip, and a jump, not hop, jump, and a skip.
I said hop, skip, but okay,
No.
hop, jump, and a skip, whatever. I don't care. That's
First
my
hop,
story.
then skip, then jump. Nicely done.
Doesn't matter. You're doing all three anyways.
The ancient ram in. We're going to go.
Ancient Ram Inn.
On our way to Scotland.
Yep.
Or just while we're over there.
You want to
Maybe not on the way.
You want to stay in the bishop's room? I do not want to stay with an incubus and a succubus. Putting that out right now.
That is where you draw the line.
I draw the line at it.
So what if they pulled your hair?
That's where you draw the line.
I draw the line at incubus and
succubus.
succubus.
Okay. Well, good to know.
I'm fine with pulling my hair. I just don't want any of the other stuff that comes with demons, like scratching and I don't know.
I feel like there's no control over that at any point.
Exactly. I mean, I'm trying to think like what.
Like I feel like at Malvern there may have been like questionable experiences. Maybe demonic, maybe negative.
like a Sally House too, maybe.
There was definitely a lot of negative stuff down in the basement. I don't know if it was demonic, but anyhow, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How do you know? You can't
I don't know.
put a don't.
I get more
crossing.
cautious around houses we go to that have like demonic
Oh, like a history.
entities.
Yeah.
Yes, something
okay, I'm
like
with you.
that. I'm not going to provoke as much as I do,
Yeah, I get you.
you know, with a friendly spirit.
If it's a known history, is what she's saying.
Right.
Spin away, shall we?
Let's spin.
Spin that wheel.
Oh God, that probably does not sound good. What's me?
Wow, I can't even pronounce that. So
All right, so bear with me, because I will.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
Aokigahara.
That is correct.
good job.
Thank
I
you.
think the authentic pronunciation is like Aokigahara, but I cannot do it like that.
You just did.
Well, not like more than once. I'm gonna lay that out in the beginning, and that's all I can do.
That's
Okay.
way better than I would have done. Good job, guys.
Thanks.
I'm
Okay.
gonna pronounce it like Aokigahara. Gahara.
Gahara.
Oh my God, it's getting worse. All right, so I just want everybody to be aware that this section contains sensitive and potentially disturbing content about mental health and suicide. So if this is hard for you to hear, then maybe don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
I know what this is, but I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not going to say anything.
You probably do. All right. Okay, here we go.
Yes, I called it.
Oh, same.
Okay. So you guys have heard of it.
Yes.
All right. So the word Aokigahara translates to the Sea of Trees. It's a forest near Mount Fuji, and it's a very dense forest. It's about 14 square miles. The forest floor consists mostly of volcanic rock, and the volcanic rock occurred after the last major eruption of Mount Fuji in 864.
That's even
That's
farther
even
Older
back.
than your Mount
Yeah.
Ranum.
Even older. Yep.
Thank you for your contribution.
I had a brain fart. Listen.
You had to process it. It's okay.
I was processing it, and then I was like, I have nothing else to add to this.
Ancient Ram in
And
Aokigahara.
uh-huh. Even older. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was me on the timeline.
More years ago.
It was born first.
Stop, you're gonna make me pee. All right.
I've been talking about that with Bailey and Owen just because
It's born first,
they're
yeah.
twins, and so like they get in arguments. I'm older. I'm like, you're the same age, and so my boy goes, I was born first. I'm like, you were. Good
Okay.
job.
So he is
So
older.
the forest was
Yes.
born first.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I computed that.
Apparently the volcanic rock absorbs most of the sounds from the forest, and supposedly you can hardly even hear birds chirping. There are very dense leaves which barely allow any sunlight in, and there are lots of tourist attractions that even schools will take the children to. So it's kind of interesting because it's like this like thick forest, and there's lots of tourist attractions that schools will take kids to for field trips. I guess that's what they call them there.
Wait, isn't that what you call them? Field
I don't know.
trips?
I call them here. I call them here in the States. I don't know what they call them in Japan.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's what they called them in Japan. I'm like, isn't that what we call them?
No, backwards.
Okay, gotcha.
I call them field trips. I don't know
Yes.
what they call them. That's what I would refer to them as. They go to a lot of different ice caves, which apparently are frozen year round, and that sounds kind of cool.
That
Not
does
gonna
sound
lie.
cool.
It's said that sometimes people's compasses go haywire while in the forest. And scientists have found that if you lay a magnetic compass directly on the lava floor, it will align with the rock's magnetism.
Okay.
Okay, apparently that makes a big difference if you lay it down. All right, so sadly, the forest is known as the most popular site for suicide in Japan and is often called Suicide Forest. In 2002, 78 bodies were found in the forest. In 2003, 105 bodies were found in the forest. And in 2010, there were police records for more than 200 people who attempted suicide. 54 of them were quote-unquote successful, and data shows that these numbers typically increased in March, which happens to be the end of the fiscal year in Japan.
Okay.
Overall, there have been about 500 documented deaths in the forest. Local officials say that more than likely, though, animals get to the corpses before they do, so counts are probably way off.
Right.
Recently, authorities have not publicized the numbers in an attempt to disassociate the Aokigahara with suicide.
Gotcha.
Trying to take that
stigma off of
Yep.
it. Okay.
So several suicides have been relatives of natural disaster victims. And one report said that 57% of the people who died in the forest were out of work when they died. It was most likely men in their 30s or 40s. The most common means of suicide were either hanging or drug overdose. Before you enter the forest, there are several signs that are posted, which is what you see in that picture. I'm going to show them. The sign says, "Think carefully about your children, your family." There are resources posted for them as well, including a number for a lawyer that specializes in debt advice, since they know this is a common trigger.
I love that.
Additionally, there are security cameras and round-the-clock patrolling, and suicide survivors have felt that they were being pulled in and coerced deeper and deeper into the forest. All right, so suicide is actually illegal in some countries, or it's largely unacceptable for some religions, but in Japan, there's no stigma associated with it. The director of one of their lifeline services is quoted as saying, quote, "Suicide is quite permissible in Japanese society, something honorable that's even glorified. And it's sometimes seen as a way of taking responsibility." This thought process dates back centuries to Japan's feudal era when samurai warriors would commit, bear with me, seppuku? I think that's how it's pronounced.
That sounds great.
Or ritual disemboweling as a way to... Right. You retract your statement.
I was saying your pronunciation, not
Thank you.
Apparently what that word is.
I got you. It's a way to uphold their honor rather than be captured by the enemy. And let's also remember the kamikazes during World War II. Similar thought process. So since 1970, there have been annual body searches held by police, volunteers, and journalists. They will leave color-coded plastic tape strung between trees to mark where they have searched and where they have found items or bodies, or maybe just to mark their way out so they don't get lost.
Yeah, that sounds like
that
a good
seems to
idea,
be
too.
a common theme.
It looks very just dense and dark and
Ominous.
everything.
Yeah. So some who enter the forest contemplating suicide leave a trail of string in case they change their mind and want to find their way out, or so that their body can be found and returned to their family. Very sad.
It's very sad.
It's recommended that if you go there and you see the string, just leave it alone. Don't touch it. You might also find letters or items that people have left for their loved ones to find. So as far as their haunted history, in Japanese mythology, Aokigahara is known to be haunted by demons, which is why some people are still afraid to enter the forest. It's thought that if you enter, you would never return. Some people felt that the forest is haunted by yurei. I probably butchered that. Yurei are souls that are filled with hatred, sadness, and desire for revenge. Also, if you've ever played Phasmophobia, they're in the book. Boydston played Phasmophobia with me once.
How'd it go?
She got motion sickness and stopped. But
How
we
you know
tried.
You're getting old as you can't play video games because you get motion sick.
Do you remember the yurei in the book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well,
they're there.
plus, I also watch a gamer that happens to play it as well, and
Oh,
that's how I was able to get acclimated to Phasmophobia.
So you can watch someone playing it, but you can't play it.
Right. Well, so one of the issues is we played it on Mike's computer, and he's got this large curved monitor. So we think maybe it was too immersive.
Yeah.
Mm.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
So one legend says that people would actually bring their family members there to the forest during famine and leave them to die so that they would have enough food for the rest of their family.
Oh my goodness.
These people, and it's usually their elderly family members, they would usually die slowly due to starvation and turn into Yurei.
That's a tough way to go.
That's awful.
And those people would haunt the forest.
Oh,
It's very sad.
It is very sad. Especially because in Japan, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they value elderly people? Like it's something they value and they take care of them. And
I mean, I thought so.
I thought so too.
Well, this is a legend, and it's called Ubasete. Probably butchered it,
You're doing a great job.
but I tried. So even now, if a body is found in the forest, officials will place it in a room next to the forest before sending it to authorities, and they basically bet each other. Or like, I don't want to take this. You take it. No, you take it. Nobody wants to sit with the body for a while because they're afraid it's going to turn into a Yurei.
Sure.
Legend says that if the body's left alone in a room, the Yurei will move around and scream in the room.
Jeez.
And that's all I got. That's all I got for you about
That
the legend of Aokigahara.
is terrifying.
It's interesting. So
And very
I've heard
sad.
about the suicide forest, but I didn't know the history behind it.
Yeah, I didn't either. And there's a lot of YouTube history that goes behind it, but I didn't want to delve into him because I don't really feel like that's worth our time.
No.
But there is a lot of history before him that goes into the forest that I think should be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So anyhow, I know that's a sensitive topic for everybody, and I totally get that. And we are going to put some resources up for anybody.
So yeah, like you said, if you are struggling with your mental health, if you are having thoughts about hurting yourself or someone else, there is always help. You can call 911. They will take you to the closest ER to be evaluated and seen and get you some help. You can also call the suicide hotline number, which here in the U.S. it is 24/7, 1-800-273-8255. And you will be able to talk to a counselor and they can help you out as well.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's hard to follow that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll just go down a different path.
Okay.
You're going to lighten it up. It's going to be okay.
So we were talking, making plans for Sarah's upcoming birthday in a year or so.
It's my 40th birthday next year.
I didn't want to announce it, but
It's next year. All right, so we're planning.
18 months away.
So we thought a trip to
I knew that's why this came up.
Scotland would be a great idea.
100%. It would be a great idea.
Uh-huh.
We should go.
So I picked a spot in Scotland
Yay.
Yay.
that would be cool to visit.
Let's do it.
Scotland's in the UK, if you didn't know.
Side note, I don't know if you can visit this place, but
Oh,
I think you
We'll
might
find out.
We'll just go there and be like, excuse us, do you know who we are? We're here to investigate.
We did a story about you.
It's probably only half accurate, but we did a story.
Don't listen to it, but we talked about you.
So I did another haunted castle.
I love haunted castles.
Good, that's what I did.
Okay, good. Because I love them.
Can I insert something? I went when I was 15, and I've been to 3 different haunted castles when I was
Name
there.
them.
Cannot, because it was 23 years ago. I'm old as fuck.
You're not old.
I will find out.
Have you been to Glamis Castle?
Possibly. Don't know. I could not tell you.
Well, that's where we're going
It
tonight.
made an
Please,
impression
I don't
on
remember.
her.
I don't remember. Well, maybe that's why I got excited about hauntings. Do
So,
tell.
Glamis Castle is said to be one of the most haunted castles in Britain, with up to 20 spirits residing here. So this castle is located in Scotland and dates back to the 14th century. The estate surrounding the castle covers more than 14,000 acres and includes not only parks and gardens, but also several cash crops, including lumber and beef. There are 2 streams running through and includes an arboretum featuring trees from all over the world, many of which are now several hundred years old. So a very quick, condensed history. Glamis Castle has been in the Lion family since the 14th century, when King Robert II granted it to his son-in-law, Sir John Lion. and it has been in the Lion, later Bowes-Lyon family ever since. So in 1900, Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon was born and spent much of her childhood here. The castle was used during the First World War as a military hospital, and at that time there was a fire. Then Lady Elizabeth was instrumental in rescuing soldiers and heirlooms from within the castle.
As she should. That's amazing.
She married Prince Albert, Duke of York, second son of King George V, at Westminster Abbey. If this story is sounding familiar to anybody, it's because Lady Elizabeth is Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother.
Oh, the Queen.
The Queen Mother.
Oh, sorry.
Mother to Her Majesty, the Queen.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I just learned a very
I don't know
small bit
anything.
about royalty over there. The Queen Mother is the mother to the Queen.
Oh,
and so that's who lived and grew up in this castle.
Oh, very cool.
I got real like Bridgerton vibes whenever I was looking over everything, because it's like those in high society marry into high society and become even higher society, like the Queen of England.
Yeah, it's all about class.
Right. Which we don't have a lot of over here, so it's
what?
It's fun to watch.
What? We don't.
Did you know you can marry your own cousin in Alabama?
That laugh, I just can't.
That's what's making me laugh more.
We're talking about how classless we are here in America. You're like, you could marry your cousin in Alabama.
I actually don't know if that's true. Alabama, don't come for me. It's just a joke. You could probably do it in Missouri, too.
I think it's Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Permission to Google?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to know.
I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, Google's gonna be like, why are you Googling where can you marry your cousin?
Asking for a friend.
Must know.
Legal to marry first cousin. 19 states allow marriages between first cousins.
Oh my God.
19 too many.
You really hit the nail on the head with that one.
We're gonna find out if
I knew it was a lot.
I guarantee you Missouri is one of them.
Not in Missouri or Kansas, but Arkansas. Oh wait, no, not Arkansas.
Oh. Sorry, Arkansas.
Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, New York.
What?
What's below Tennessee? Oh, that's South Carolina, Georgia. What's next to Georgia? Is that Alabama? Alabama.
I called it.
Sorry, it's a state, or it's a map.
That is a state. You're right.
I meant, like, it's a map of the states.
Nailed it.
So I was like trying to guess, like, remember which states are where.
I was actually right.
Strong work.
Thank you.
I was wrong. I apologize to the state of Arkansas and Missouri.
I am
still holding out.
It's okay. You're still holding out, but that's not where I was going.
I'm surprised by New York, honestly. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't even want to go on that discussion.
New York, what's going on?
It's okay. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Sure.
I don't know how to spin this so we don't offend someone.
Okay.
You don't offend somebody by not talking anymore.
That's what I
Okay.
say. Sure.
So there have been numerous sightings of ghosts over the last century. Some believe the reason for this is due to a secret room within the castle that contains a terrible secret.
A terrible secret.
Yes. If you stand outside the castle and count the number of windows and then compare them with the number of windows inside, you'll always be too short.
Oh, no.
You probably forget.
No, because some people...
There's a reason.
There's a group of people that put towels outside each window.
Ooh, okay.
And then...
It's a scientific experiment.
They were 2 towels short.
There's more on the inside or more on the outside?
There's more...
Outside.
Yes.
More on the outside. Okay.
I must know.
So, secret room with 2 windows.
Mm-hmm.
I must go to this castle.
So this feeds into the idea of a secret room, obviously, but the stories surrounding that room vary greatly. There's nothing consistent about what the actual secret room might be, because it's a secret.
You'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In fact, it's been a topic for a debate over the last 600 years. Some people believe the secret room is on the top story of the castle, inside a tower. In this location, there have been claims of hearing strange thuds and bangs coming from within the walls. One story is that the secret room housed a deformed son during the 19th century.
Oh.
He spent his whole life in there to protect the family from shame. He went out on the roof at night to get fresh air, but was often spotted by villagers. The legend grew, and he became known as the Monster of Glams.
He's Quasimodo.
I don't think that's the right country.
It's definitely not. That's in Paris.
That was in France. I know.
Mhm.
But he is the Quasimodo of Scotland.
Glamismodo.
Her laugh is killing me. Glumsy. All right.
Can't wait until I'm over this section.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm crying. Sorry, Boydston.
The Quasimodo of Scotland. Got it. Am I going to offend people?
We always offend people. So,
Have you heard what I've been saying? Please.
Monster of Glams,
Yes.
and a legend within a legend, supposedly his suite of rooms was bricked off after his death.
Mm.
Another theory is that the enemies of the families were killed in the secret room. And the story goes that they were feuding with another clan and they locked them in the secret room. A week later, the door was opened and only one of the members was still alive, and just barely. He had to cannibalize his own family to survive.
Oh my gosh. I really hope that's not true because that's terrible.
This sounds like some Game of Thrones shit.
It does.
Some believe that the room had black magic and occult rituals performed in it.
There you go, Sarah. Both of our stories had some magic and witch stuff.
Your ancestors.
Listen, you're a witch. We've established this.
I didn't mean to be that extreme. My God.
In 1532, Lady Janet was accused of witchcraft and subsequently imprisoned. I'm gonna need you guys to pull it together.
Lady Janet? Okay, that sounds about as threatening as Lady Karen. Lady Karen up at this house, biatch.
With her mom haircut.
I'm about to fucking talk to your castle manager.
We'll be good. We'll be good.
I will not be good. Lady Janet, got it.
She was accused of witchcraft and subsequently imprisoned. After several months in a dark dungeon, she was burned alive at the stake.
I was going to say,
She sounds
imprisoned. That's not bad for a witch. And then you're like, burned to the stake. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There's the burned at the stake.
Hope you guys enjoyed laughing. Her young son was condemned to death and imprisoned, but was released after the king had died.
I did enjoy laughing, but it didn't have anything to do with her son.
Yeah, gosh.
Lady Janet's ghost
He's a different person.
is known as
Lady Karen.
no, the White Lady.
Why the white lady?
Because she's a Karen.
Because she's white.
I always think like white lady is like a bridal, like a ghost in a bridal dress or something.
No, that's the lady in white. The White Lady is something different.
Okay, what's the white lady?
That's Lady Janet. And she's haunted Glamis Castle for hundreds of years.
There's another ghost there called the Lady in White.
No, I'm just...
Oh.
Lady Janet is the White Lady.
I know that, but okay.
There's a difference between the White Lady versus the Lady in White.
Okay.
She's got the same haircut.
Her apparition has been seen by a number of witnesses in the chapel and above the clock tower. One of the more infamous ghosts is known as Earl Beardy. He allegedly was a cruel and wicked man.
I must spit that out.
His spirit wanders the castle, and there have been reports of children waking up to this figure leaning over their beds.
Oh, he's a creeper.
Apparently, one guest was staying in the blue room when she was awakened by a hand being brushed against her cheek. When she opened her eyes, she saw a ghostly face of a man with a beard hovering over her.
Is that why his name is Beardy?
Obviously terrified, she closed her eyes, and when she opened them again, he was gone.
Oh my God, Beardy.
Clever name.
This next one's rough. So in the 17th century, it's said that a black slave was stripped naked and hunted by the earls and their hunting dogs.
Ugh.
The slave was repeatedly impaled with lances, and the dogs literally ripped him apart while the ladies of the castle looked on.
What?
This murdered man's ghost may be known as Jack the Runner, who has been seen darting around the castle as he screams in agony.
That is terrible. I don't like that one.
One time a guest was woken up in the early hours by a chilly blast of air. She looked around her room and saw a figure of a man in a suit of chainmail armor against the glow of the candle burning in her daughter's room. He seemed to be seeking some way into the child's room. Seconds later, she heard her kid scream in terror. But when she rushed into the room, the kid was alone, crying and saying something about a giant who leaned over her face.
What is it with these ghosts and their fascination with kids?
They're also just super creepy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
There is a ghost known as the Grey Lady who roams the castle and the grounds. Several years ago, a function was held at Glamis, and over 100 guests who were out on the lawn saw her glide past. Once a lawyer was arriving to the castle grounds for a visit when he and some of his friends saw the figure of a woman dressed in gray. Terrifyingly, she was gliding along at a pace that kept up with the car. She only vanished once they reached the castle doors.
So there's a white lady and a gray lady.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The ghost of a woman with no tongue is said to haunt the grounds.
What?
Blood still pouring from her face.
Oh.
She
No
runs
tongue.
she runs around pointing at her mutilated face.
Sorry.
I knew you were going to do something insensitive.
Me? Insensitive? Like this. Just cut me up. God, no tongue.
Except she can't say that.
But I do have a tongue. It's fine. I'm ready.
That would be terrifying, though, like seeing blood pouring from her face still.
It would.
Yeah. It's gruesome.
The ghost of a young black boy badly beaten around 200 years ago haunts a stone seat by the door of the queen's bedroom. And here's something that nightmares are made of. A guest was gazing out of his bedroom window on a moonlit night when he noticed a face gazing back at his from one of the opposite windows.
No.
There were other guests staying at the castle, but when he took a second look at the face, he saw that it was too transparent and misty to be a living person.
No.
The face disappeared, and several seconds later, a scream came from the area of that window, sounding like a man being tortured.
Nope. Faces and windows and mirrors. Don't do them.
It's her limit.
I don't do those.
Okay.
Good to know.
What do you do when you wake up in the morning?
What do you mean?
Like, you have to look in a mirror.
Okay. Faces that are not yours that are staring back at you in a mirror or
Faces and mirrors.
And windows.
No window.
So after this, he saw a bent figure of an old woman carrying a heavy bundle across the grounds below. She walked a few steps and then vanished. Other activity includes banging noises, sheets being ripped off the beds in the middle of the night, and doors that mysteriously open even though they are locked and bolted.
Interesting.
And that is the Glamis Castle.
Very cool.
gosh.
We can't wait to go see it.
Lizzie's committed now. Thank God.
I want to go find the secret room.
We got her on board.
She sounded questionable.
No, I would love to go see a castle. Like, I think that's amazing.
So
be cool.
the family still lives there.
Dang it.
So I don't think you can just wander around looking for their secret rooms.
Okay.
I know I
point.
mentioned this last time, but I might have connections in Scotland.
It amazes me that people want to live in like houses like that have that much activity. Like that they're not scared of it.
I think I'd be okay with it.
I
If you
would
just
not.
got used to it. I didn't feel good at Malvern, but like if that was your norm and you just got used to like hearing things all the time, that would be one thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's just Karen. She's
Being a Karen.
moving shit around how she likes it.
Well, we all know Boydston wants to live in a haunted house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
It's the dream.
Or at least own one that I can go to whenever I want to.
I'd go in. I'm here. Ask me. Pick me.
What?
Would you go in on our haunted
Yeah,
house?
I'm waiting
Oh,
for
yeah,
you
sorry,
to look at
sorry.
Lindsey.
She was staring at me and I was like, what? Yes. Yes,
All right.
I'd buy a haunted house so we can,
Are we
Let people come in.
committing to a haunted house?
not like a haunted house, like Halloween haunted house.
No, that's
like
not what I mean. Like investigate.
Yes. Yeah, I'd totally do it.
Perfect. I'll work on that tonight.
Yay! I'm so excited. It's our next investment
With all of our money.
with all of our podcast money.
All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week for our paranormal episode. You can always catch us at thetipsyghost.com and find all of our socials from there. And send us an email at thetipsyghost@gmail.com. We'd love to read them.
Please give us a 5-star rating and a great review on Apple Podcasts. We would greatly appreciate it.
Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. We will catch you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.